Welcome to Razorscale. Okay, Razorscale is a two-phase fight. Phase 1 is when he's in the air, phase 2 is when he's on the ground. When you manage to get him to 50% health, he'll actually go to the ground permanently until you kill him. Just to quickly run through his abilities, he's got Fireball, which in phase 1 hits lots of different people, so just heal through it. Wing Buffet, when he takes off from phase 2 back into phase 1, he'll knock everyone back 35 yards. More of an inconvenience than anything else, because you've just got to reposition yourself in readiness for the next wave of adds. Flame Breath, nothing to worry about. He's only doing this when he's down in phase 2, and unless you're the tank, you shouldn't be in front of him anyway. Flame Buffet, basically he'll keep stacking this debuff on all the different players in the raid from 50% to 0. Again, it's not going to cause you any damage unless you're actually in front of the tank getting hit with his Flame Breath, so make sure you dispel it off the tank and possibly the melee as well, in case of any sudden movement from the boss when you're tank switching in phase 2. Other than that, it'll be fine. Devouring Flame, this is a phase 1 ability. Spits a lava bomb at a player, which causes the ground to ignite. Anybody standing in it or just very close to it is going to stop burning for a lot of damage, and you'll be dead very quickly. So you've got to keep on the move and get out of the fire when you see it land near you. Fuse Armor, phase 2 ability. This is the reason why you need to have 2 tanks. Reduce the armor attack, movement and movement speed of an enemy by 20% for 20 seconds rather. It does stack up to 5 times, which completely immobilizes your tank. So you need to make sure that you tank switch on 2 stacks before it gets too hefty, and then wait for it to wear off, and then obviously tank swap back. Berserk, obviously this is just an enrage factor, so you're not going to get to that because you're going to kill him in advance. As for adds, you've got the Guardians, the Sentinels and the Watchers. The Guardians are mainly melee, just heal through the damage they do, including the Storm Strike. Be careful of the magical debuff, it should be dispelled whenever you see it. The Sentinel, this is the most dangerous, does 30 to 40,000 on cloth. Generally needs to be tanked away from the group of adds that you've got. You'll see in the fight that we actually pull him into the centre of the ring and all focus DPS on that target before moving back to full AoE on the rest. The final type is a Watcher. Again, it's got a fairly hefty melee damage that you need to keep on top of. Can do Lightning Bolt, but most importantly it can do Chain Lightning. Now ideally you want to get people that can interrupt on these targets and knock out that Chain Lightning whenever you can, because combined with the Whirlwind from the Docker and Sentinel, if you let both of these get into the masses of players that you've got in your raid, then you're going to fall over pretty damn quickly. Right, let's have a look at the fight itself. Okay, you can see the harpoons on the right. This is where you drag a Razorscale down from the sky from, and on the left hand side this is where the adds spawn. We stand on the circle and run around the circle to avoid the devouring flames. If we're already on the move, we find that players stay alive for longer. The Sentinels drag to the centre, focus burn him down before taking on the rest of the adds, then keep moving as you do. This means you're avoiding all forms of whirlwind on the raid, which can lead to an easy wipe. Okay, so as we run around, as I said, it's very easy to avoid the flames. If they land on you, you're already moving, so you keep moving. It's not as if a player has to stop casting what they're doing and then move, which generally leads to their death. It also means that the flames, except for those that land when dealing with the Sentinels that are dragged to the centre, the flames don't spawn or land in the middle, they land around the edge. This makes for a very smooth transition to phase 2, because people don't have to worry about running around flames to get into the centre, into place. They can pretty much just run straight through and get on with the job. Also, as you're running around the circle, when you see the message on the screen to say that the harpoon turret is now ready for use, a designated member of the raid can nip out, click on the harpoon, then join the circle to keep running around. That'll be one of the 4 turrets that you need to fire off onto Razorscale to drag him down into a phase 2 position. Just a quick word on AoE. If you're not casting instant AoE, make sure that you cast your AoE kind of in front of where they're going to be running to maximise the effect that it has, not where they currently are, because they're going to soon be kited away from that position. If, by the way, the boss lands to move into his phase 2 position and you've still got adds there, just let your tanks keep hold of the adds, because you need to focus your DPS straight on the boss. The idea being, of course, that this is your only chance you can hit him, and you need to make the most of it when he comes down. So nuke him as hard as you can to reduce the amount of times you have to bring him to the floor, and therefore get to 50%. Just a quick word at this point, what you should actually be aiming for is only 2 transitions between phase 1 and phase 2. This really brings down the fight length. You can see we missed it by about 3% here, but 2 is really what you should be aiming for. Okay, skipping the next phase 1 just to keep this short enough to go on YouTube. Okay, so there we go, down into phase 2 permanently for the last 50% of the boss's health. You'll notice throughout this phase that the flame buff is being stacked on players, but so long as players aren't standing in front of the boss, you only need to worry about dispelling it from the tanks and possibly melee. The rest of the fight goes pretty smoothly. You need to make sure that you do tank swap on 2 debuffs on the tank, otherwise you're going to wipe, because when Devouring Flame hits the tank you won't be able to move from it. Apart from that, this is the easy part of the fight. Congratulations, you've done well so far, and good luck with the rest of your encounter.